here are the components of this metal roof. And we're using Everlast metal, which we like because of the paint quality and their patented system with their paints. They bake this paint basically on these panels, and we found that they last the most out of all the panels, all the other metal manufacturers. So anyway, we have a snap block panel here, and I don't know if you can see, this part has this really weird looking bend on it, and then the other side locks into that and sits on top of it. And we like to use those when we can. Assuming the pitch is over 3 pitch, we'll use snap lock. Anything under, we're going to use field lock, which is a different technique and a different style panel. So here's some of the components to a metal roof. This is the drip edge. So you can see this part goes on the roof. It has like an F channel look with a ham at the bottom, and the panels, they lock in here at the bottom and then they run up the roof. So that's the drip edge. There is a let's see, an end closure that we like to use, and so this is for the side of the roof where the gable or the rake edge is. It sits on the, this part sits on the roof here. This part gets nailed onto the roof, and then the panel sits, it locks in underneath this, right in there. And so any water that gets in here, the pan sits in underneath of it and diverts it down the roof. So that's the end closure that we like to use. That's the detail we like to use for that. This is a head wall piece, and this goes against the back of the wall, and this goes onto the top of the panel, and this locks into a Z-bar. And let's see if I can find a Z-bar in here. Here's a Z-bar, and it looks like a Z. See how it's bent up and it looks like a Z, like that. So that gets nailed into each panel, or screwed into each panel at the top. A special tape gets put under there. I'll show you the tape. It's called a butyl tape that we use. And this is like a sticky caulking that never dries out. So we peel that off, we stick it on the bottom of this like that, and then we peel this tape off. So each one of these are 17-inch pans. They're like 16 inches wide, basically, around 17 or 16 inches wide where the flat area is. So these sit in between that. So a standing seam would be here, standing seam would be here. The tape goes on underneath, you stick it on the pan, and you screw in. You want to compress that caulking in here, and you caulk at the corner of the upright and the other corner of the upright there. Then this head wall piece locks in to this metal like this. So it'll just lock in. I can't show you right now, but I'll show you on the roof. These are the special clips for the snap locks. So they hook on and they get 2 screws. And we use these screws here to screw down these clips. That's basically it. We use these for the head wall when it locks into the Z-bar. Just a couple to make sure that it doesn't blow off in the wind, the head wall piece. And that's really the components to this metal roof. The other one is these synthetics that we use. It's a high temp synthetic underlayment that is like an ice shield the whole way across. So every screw that goes in is getting sealed. And we're using this titanium PSU for underneath this roof. It's a high temp, so it's gonna get real hot with the metal, and it's gonna stand up. It won't melt and fall apart. It's also like a heavy duty ice shield. And then we put it on the roof. We trim it out with the drip edge and the edge end closures. And then we get our line. We figure out where we're gonna start. We want the panels to end up even over here. If it's 5 inches, we want over here to be 5 inches. So we'll do a bunch of math here, figure out where the center is, figure out where we need to be to start the pan size, whether we start on that side or start on the wall side. We can configure this all the way across so that everything's even. And that's how we do it. But so it's ice shield, this high temp ice shield, drip edge, we got the pans, we've got the head wall pieces, and the Z-bar. And that's how you put these things together. All right, so we start with the enclosure, and that comes down even with the drip edge, and it kind of overlaps here. You want this on top of that, and then that gets screwed in. Okay, so in order to make sure that when we join 2 pieces of drip edge together, I'm sure everybody knows this, but when you put a piece of drip edge on top of another piece of drip edge, it actually pushes this piece of drip edge, the piece on top, out. So what we do is we cut a little angle on here, and then we join the 2 together, and that creates less of a bump out when you put the metal on top of another piece of metal. So I'll show you. See if I can do this with one hand. And a ladder on the way. Ready? Here it goes. That's all it needs. And then that next piece will sit on top all the way into that. And you won't see this pushed out when you look up. Plus, people are walking this direction. So we started the metal on the opposite side so that the seam, if you were to ever look up and see it, it wouldn't catch your eye. And so we started the metal that way to this way because most people are walking this way. So here's what we're talking about, the angle. See how it doesn't have a bump out, but if we take this out of here and we bring it here, you see how it just kind of doesn't connect. But then with that angle, whatever the hell it is, smooth transition. Can you pick a nail up with that? Let me see your skills. I'm gonna put you on the Instagram. Try to find a nail. Oh look, right, hold on. Professional. That is fucking professional. Okay, so with this job, what we did is we took, we cut the reglet. You can see how it's cut in all the way along the head wall. And that reglet, we use a grinder. We cut out the wall. That's the first step here because you want to get all this dirt. When you cut the wall, it creates all this dust and dirt all over the roof. And so you do that first so that you can then clean the roof real good. You don't want to do this after you put the metal roof on because then you're going to just kind of like destroy the metal and scratch it up. So we've got our metal enclosure, our drip edge. And then the next step is to figure out how we get this roof to look even here and over there. And so we measured the distance off the wall to the inside of the enclosure and found that it found the middle of the roof, which is right here. And then from there, we want to figure out whether we want to start and have this be the center of the pan, which is 17 inches, or we want it to be the edge of the pan. And for this case, what we did was we measured back this way and divided so the pans are 17 inches wide. So every 17 inches, we marked a line. And over here, it ended up being 15 inches. And then so we wanted to make sure that how it landed over here. So we did the same thing, marked it out from that center line and found that it hit the wall at 15. But then we have this little bump out, which is another like 2 inches. And so a full pan actually fits 15 inches here on the wall, and then a full pan reaches to that enclosure there. So it ends up being almost like we hit the lottery because this doesn't typically happen like this. And so what I'll do is I'm going to start the pans over here, not on the wall because the wall is going to be uneven and this is going to be straight. And so I'm going to take a pan, we're going to bend the bottom, and we're going to make it 15 inches wide. And so what I'll do is I'll take one of the existing pans, mark 15 inches, cut a line, snap a line, bend it so that it's 15. It'll lock up underneath the enclosure, and then we'll put the cleats on here. It's just going to end up at the wall there at 11 feet. So I'm going to cut a pan. I think I have to cut some of these pans to fit the size of the roof as it goes, because it's kind of going uphill. And so this will be an 11-foot pan by 15 inches wide, and then we'll run everything this way, checking to make sure that it's, you know, not crooked or off center when we put these pans in, like one way or the other, that they're fairly straight. And then we'll run that all the way over, and that's that. And yesterday we did these. We did the roof first, then we did these dormers in the custom PVC. The windows are new. I don't know what kind of windows these are. We did not put them in. And then new gutters, gutter guards, lots of Wawa coffee. And it's the old houses, they're tough to deal with. So this had 2 layers of roof, shingles, cedar. So, you know, it's pretty difficult to anticipate how all the siding is going to fit in with a cut like an older house. And so the roof really foundationally had to be done so we didn't mess up the siding or the roof, this roof here, when we tear it off. So it was a decision we had to make, and we chose roof first, and we have to deal with all these little tiny inconsistencies. What we'd kind of done is created a custom piece of capping, and this will go up on the roof like this, slide in there and come back down over top of everything. And then we'll put a drip cap in there. And this isn't typical of how we do this, but it's about solving the problem. And the problem is so many things going on at one time. Old house, old build, you know, plywood on here had to be installed because there was cedar. And so we had to put these vents in because there's a big block wall, 12 inches, 18 inches thick of, you know, this huge wall. And so we couldn't suck air in through the soffits down here. And instead we had to come up a couple rows to catch the intake. On these old homes, they typically didn't give a crap about ventilation. They didn't care about insulation. No one cared, because energy was so cheap that who the frick cared. And it just went out that, you know, in the wintertime, the heat came out of the house and dried up all the stuff, and there was no insulation and nobody cared. But now heat is expensive, energy is expensive, and you want to insulate your house as well as possible. But then if you do that, the downfall is you need like a very well balanced ventilation system. And so ridge vent at the top, intake at the bottom, it's very hard to do on an old house. And so this got pushed up a couple feet because we want to make sure that we're going to be able to take air in through here and release it out the top, and we couldn't do it all the way down here. So if you're ever trying to re-insulate an old house like this, it's really important that you put intake in the proper spot. Make sure you have baffles in here. So there's insulation here, but it's pushed up against, and we made sure we put baffles in. So then about halfway up, it catches a big attic space, and then that releases air into, from here to here is baffles, from about midway up is nothing but attic space. And so we want that air to come in here, travel through those baffles into the bigger attic space and up out of the top. Now this area will never vent, but there's nothing you can do about it. And then it comes over here, same thing, this area will vent. We'll intake the fresh air, exhaust all the old stuff out of it. And all right, well, I'm gonna get done. I'm gonna go down and do these pans. I'm gonna bring one of my coffees. That'll be this one.
Do I get the videotape you with that on your phone?
Yeah, if you want, send it to me. I'll post it.
You can see your reflection in the glass on some of your videos.
Yeah, nice. Good thing I'm not naked.
No, I didn't know that.
You don't know the nerd stuff. That's all right.
No.
You'll be a nerd one day. Till then, you won't have a camera on your head.
So you gotta take a picture like, oh shit, I can't look.
I'll just edit that in. I'll zoom right into that. Make it look bigger than it actually is. All right, I'm gonna go get a pan. Everybody, let's just watch Donnie work for like 20 minutes. Just stare at him. Wait, hold on. You gotta watch Donnie. That's what you want, right? Oh, is to watch you for 20 minutes? Yeah?
What is it?
All day, you mean? Oh my God. What is this thing? Fuck out of here. All right. Mama. Pans. Yeah, you got any nuts?
He doesn't have any nuts. We know,
We know that.
You don't have any kind of hex nut for anything?
Tiny nuts. My nuts. My nuts. Beautiful. All right. So here's the deal with these pans. One side gets the cleat. One side locks into this side. So that side locks into that side. So we're going to start with this panel I showed you up top. This side is going to be on the right side. And this side we're going to bend and cut. So here we go. 15. 15, and we just want to go up about 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to go 3/4 on the bend. You don't need like 9 people to help you do this job, which is kind of cool. Just get a good chalk line. Cut it off. Got this new tool we're gonna try out. Let's see how this thing fucking works. We're gonna find out right now. I guess I was cutting that. Hold on. Let me spin this. I was cutting the other pan. All right, let's go. Now we're good. All right, now that that's cut, we're gonna stick this in and bend this up. And this is our first pan that will go on the roof. I actually have to bend the bottom and cut it to 11 foot. So maybe I'll cut it now. Let's see where 11 foot is. 11 foot. I'm going to do 11 foot and 3/4 because we're going to bend half of that down. So I want to mark that up. $11 foot. Actually, I'm going to cut the top. So I want to cut the other side. I want to keep that factory edge down there. And we'll do the shitty cut up here. We're going to do 11.5 or 11 3/4. And then I like to take this because it's fairly level. Once it sits in there, and we'll cut that off. And because I don't feel like picking up that other machine, I'm just gonna cut this. What's that? What did I do with my thing? Here it is.
Did you get a board under here? Plywood? I got a sheet of plywood.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be good. Yeah. Anything but nothing is better than this.
Is it a narrow one?
It doesn't matter. This is 50 degrees out here.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm actually kind of sweating.
And you really want me to give him the poles that are in the garage? Or no?
Who?
You said it once.
Give it to who?
To Donnie.
No, I already took them.
Oh, you took them?
Yeah, I'm wearing them.
Ah, there you go. No, right in the coffee.
Yeah, that pisses me off. Now I gotta go home.
You got Mountain Dew.
That's true.
Same thing.
It's close.
The other one before I leave?
No, I'm drinking 2 of them. They'll have me running around pissing everybody off. All right, so this is going to be the top, and this is going to be the bottom. So we're just going 3/4. Cut these off. Cut these off. Grab this. This side has, I think this is 1.5 inch bend, or 3/4. Makes life easy. Just come in here. Bend it up. Squeeze it a little. That's it. This thing is ready to go. What is this rock? Yeah. Check that middle. See if it's up against there. Could be the wood.
Okay.
Is there a nail?
This is the best you're gonna get.
How far off of it is it? That's too much.
Right here, you're tight. So I think it's the wood, because down there you're tight too. That's not the thing.
I think that'll do it. Better or no?
No.
Could it be the?
I mean, that's the best I can get. Feel down here, and you got the flare, which isn't bad.
Well, the capping can cover most of that. All right.
Yeah, but hold on. I didn't think that. Was that siding underneath that brake core?
Where, here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go right over it.
Are you going over that? We're not ripping that off?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good substrate.
Well, we're going to do PVC. Well, I don't know what he wants there. I didn't ask him that.
Siding was supposed to go there.
Alright, I'm out. Yo. Like, shit that's going, I already told him, so I don't know who's going to be here last. You can double check.
Probably not me.
Alright.
You're just gonna have to come back.
Come check.
Oh, man.
7:30. What the fuck did you leave so late for?
Just because you wanted to?
I just think he loves his job.
Yeah. Fucking, yesterday I had laptop wrapped up in my pouch. Put my phone down in my pouch.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So now it's sitting in the truck all laptopped up.
Oh.
I gotta wait till it dries. Yeah, you gotta go take a shower before you went to bed.
What? The fuck is wrong with that guy? He didn't do anything. Is the dentist gonna look at his ass? He's going to the wrong dentist. I mean, maybe he's going to the right dentist. Ay, what is this mess? Ay. This getting this first panel in is a fucking nightmare. You got a hammer? That's really what I need. I don't know. a fucking miracle. What the fuck is it? Oh, look at that. Came off in one shot. Got a knife. I don't even have any tools now. I'll just use you.
It's usually what happens when we're on these jobs, man. The only thing you have is your drill.
Hey, look!
I have, oh, it's not even my drill. I stole that from the beach. I took it right out of his truck. He's gonna be upset. All right, let's see if this fits. Actually pretty good. All right, that's what we call good enough.
Screws up here?
Yeah. It should be right there in the gutter up there. Didn't this guy say he was going to be home all day?
What?
Didn't he say he was going to be home all day?
Yeah, he's not.
Was that just like a threat? Okay. We've got to strike a line up the roof. I got a mark down there. And then blow this off. And then we can put this pan in. I got Viwinco hats.
Here.
Yeah. Ready? So you cut a little angle here, cut a little angle there. Gotta basically scribe the wall. And you slide that thing in there. And that's where it lives. Till 90 years from now when someone takes this off. Or a tree hits it. See that tree? Time to make this go to home. First pan. You gotta lock it. Good? You tight? Leave it down a little bit because it's cold. It'll expand when it gets hot.
You have a gap.
Do I have a gap? Good.
Yeah.
How much?
Probably about a 1/4 inch.
Okay, good.
Well, where's our line?
Right here. Right on it. Pretty good. All right. Is that where it needs to go? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job. Good work. So anyway, this 3/4 inch comes up underneath this, and this comes over top of it. All the water will run right down here. Any water that comes through the side is going to hit this and push back into the pan. This is how we finish off the top of the pan. I put a screw in it right now, but we're going to screw head wall pieces into it and Z-bar, and then that piece is going to come down over top of it. So anyway, we do this we put these little clips in, and they go about every 18 inches. There it is. Got the clips every 18 to 20 inches, except for Matt, who missed a huge spot there. And it locked in. At the end, we're gonna pull this blue ugly shit paper off. But that's basically it. Till tomorrow, and we'll finish over to there. All right, so this is the last piece. We gotta bend this flat and bend it back up on the wall. That's what Matt's doing there. And so this is the last piece on the wall. There's two options here. One, we can run our head wall piece all the way down this section here, or we can bend a panel up the wall and then put counter flashing. So what we've chosen to do here is, it's always better to run the panel up the wall and then put counter flashing. And then on the tops, the head wall will go across all the way, come back down, go all the way, go back up, and go all the way over. And all this blue shit is gonna get removed. It's just supposed to protect the panel, but it really doesn't protect the whole panel, so it's kind of stupid. You can see that we have these screwed in with the clips every about 18 to 20 inches. And this is the end closure. So this whole piece is going to come down the wall, lock into this, and then we'll work on the head wall, and I'll show you how that gets done. You like Modelo? That's it, beer?
No, he's a fireball.
Ah, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so here's how this snap lock panel works. I got two kind of samples. You got one side that is, I don't know what you want to call this. Male, female, and I'm just making up names. Anyway, that side, you can see the profile of the panel there. You can see the profile of this side. They just snap in. That's it. So, watch. Now they're locked together. And it creates a watertight seal. It's almost impossible to get these apart unless they slide apart like that way. And there it is.
You got one of those.
All right, this one, you think they're the best?
No.
No? What are the best ones? The ones where you're sitting on your couch not doing it?
Yes.
Drinking a beer, watching the Super Bowl, watching your Green Bay Packers lose your quarterback.
Oh, they're gone. He's gone. See ya.
On your end, go all the way to you. All right, go all the way to me and I'll cut it. We're just gonna go even with you. Go all the way to the end. Got it?
You want even for the...
Right to the end of that, yeah. All right, so we got all the Z-bends in. It's screwed, it's caulked in the corners, it's got butyl tape underneath, and we run it all the way across. We want to start at our low point, so we're starting front here, and we'll work our way up and out to the sides.
Remark it.
Why?
Remark it.
That's no good?
I didn't like that.
Where's Greg going? Greg always trying to leave. Don't let him leave again.
I'm always here till 6 o'clock.
He leaves half the time. I'm gonna go get my oral surgery. Orally certified. His breath still stinks. It didn't even do anything.
I'm trying not to get that close to him.
Oh, it's a good idea. Okay, now put them on here again. Even it up. Got it? You're just gonna do this, and then it's gonna get cut like that.
You're doing it.
Good. This is some blood that costs extra. That's a change order.
You cut it or you bend it? You cut it.
I just cut it. I'm gonna put it up there and fold it back. And I don't think we need this on here anymore. So see you later, that shit. Take that. There's water all in it. And you think it rained last? Just fold it back like that.
No, but I'm sliding.
All right, now you got them zip screws? Yeah. Is that even for you on the end? Gotta be even with, you good? All right, you got the zip screws? We need to just throw one through here. Are you gonna drop something on me?
Not yet.
Please do, I need workman's comp policy coverage.
You don't get it.
It's true, I am exempt over there. Fuck off.
Good to put the drip edge on?
Huh? What drip edge?
Over there.
What drip edge are we talking about?
The drip edge for the roof. I can't take you serious with that. Like...
I can't see shit. What drip edge?
The metal roof.
Oh, no. No, leave it. Is that done? Yeah. All right, tell them to come up here, I guess. Help us put this head wall on. Also, I need them to put, yeah, they want to take lunch, go for it. I need them to put this drip edge in.
Yeah, please do, because someone else is just crapping themselves.
Bring me tacos. It's fucking taco night. So this is gonna get, it's going right in, all the way down to the base of it.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna cut this, and this is gonna get
Yeah.
a mitered angle.
And it's going straight up?
It's going straight up, and then this one's gonna come in straight across it. Am I gonna cut the bottom here?
No. Up top. This part here, on that, flush it.
Yeah, mine sits in there. It's sitting in it. Then I'm gonna come across with another one. You got a, do you have a, what do I need?
What?
You have like a little square or something?
No.
Speed square? You got something? Oh, I just stabbed myself. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, you fucked this up.
I did? How?
This probably should have been in more. Just flush the here on. So then this one probably should have been in more, so when I go to put in...
Have them make a pan bigger. Have them make a bigger one there. Instead of taking that all out, we're gonna just have to make a bigger size. good. You want to get...
See, that's the problem.
No,
Once it goes up.
it's this. That should be on top so that we can run this all the way up. Because it works fine there.
The problem too is
So underneath here, just cut this off. Good? Pull the tape. Throw a nail in there or a screw. We're gonna caulk the shit out of that in there, and then we're done. We'll put this thing in. Drive it in. Yep. All right. Caulk the shit out of the corner. Yep. All right. Put this on and we're done. Good. Make sure it's up there. Right in the middle of the pans, between these two, in the middle. Push it up. Make sure it's tight. Yep. You want to hit. Yep, right there. Good. Just doing each center. Oops. Oh well. Beautiful. That's good. Leave it. It's gonna come out anyway. We're taking them all out. Here, help him.
One in the middle now, and that's it?
I did two. One by the bottom and one about 3/4 of the way from...
One like here.
Yeah, put one right there. Just a little bit up from that. Yeah, I would put one here and one like in there. So for you, I want you to measure from here to here. We need to make counter flashing. It's gonna go in here. So make a piece from here to here. That's from like right down into just to maybe a 1/4 inch off from the bottom. And then same thing over there. We need a piece there. And then a separate piece for underneath. We're gonna try to get underneath the PVC, yeah. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. The front, just mark it all out. Make the metal for it. We can put this one in.
Do we have it?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Can I get one of those? I'll take the, it don't matter. I think they're all the same at 612.
So these zip screws are temporary. They're all gonna get pulled out and they're gonna get pop rivets in them. We do that to make sure that the head wall never snaps out of the Z-bar, just in case. And but we use pop rivets in here because it looks nicer than zip screws. But these are just basically, we're using them to drill the hole, and then we'll reverse that out, put a pop rivet. Next step is we're gonna measure for counter flashing and get that custom bent, and then that'll be the end of it basically. So we've got the side piece already on, that's gonna get caulked, and then all across this head wall is gonna get counter flash. What? What, this? Why?
I just don't like it.
All right. I like it. I think it's good.
You can't see what that.
cut your, I'm gonna go right to where I need to go.
Yeah, look at
And then you're gonna, oh, that's some shit right there. We'll just put a little piece there. I'd rather have a full piece here because this outlet here. All right, so. Can I steal your snips? Thanks. I think this will work. Just cut towards me. Here, I'll give you these back. All right, I think we're good. Take that. You have all the zip screws.
I don't think I have any left.
This is all caulked, ready to go. Everything's in. So here we go. Make sure it all locks in underneath. Good. Screw it in. All right, in case there's an ice dam or something, I want to put this butyl tape underneath here before I slide this in. I'll do one here like this. All right, ready? I'm sliding. Beautiful. All right, now we're good. One more little tiny chode and we're done. Alex, can you cut me a piece of that head wall like 12 inches? The one, yeah, that one. And then whenever these join together, I'll run some butyl tape here. Sometimes I'll do it twice. Depends on the pitch of the roof. Like this pitch is probably a 6 pitch or something, so the water's gonna run off pretty quick, but if this is like a flatter roof, I would do a double tape here so that this never gets any wind or water to run in here. And I typically overlap about 4 inches here. So we'll go into like, I don't like to overlap that much, but it ends up keeping the water from getting in there. And we have a spout over here, so that's not a big deal. We had a spout over there, which drains right into the corner, which kind of sucks. So actually, I'm probably gonna bring it in to there, and then this gets bent over the edge, and then what I like to do is kind of cut in here. And then we'll leave a little bit of this because the counter flash is going to come out a little bit farther. And let's see. Just want to go out 1.5 inches, something like that.
It makes him look good.
got the right in there. I guess I should wear a tool belt at some point in my life. I kind of like decided that I would never wear one again. So.
Why do you need one? You just use mine.
I know, right? All right, well, that'll do that. Rip it off of there, and this one's ready to go. So, it just sits in there like that. Just over the edge, just a little bit. I like to keep some of that in there like that. And then, I like to squish it in here because I want it to sit down. Pull off the tape. I want to zip screw this to the back, up higher. All right. That's the end of that. All right, just needs counter flash. I probably have to cut some of this wall a little bit farther out. And that's it. You can go and pull all these and pop rivet. Yep. Let's get this cleaned off.
Put your tiger paws on.
The guys are adding the counter flashing. You can see that this is like a 15-inch panel here. I think it's like 16, 15 or something. And this side, this last panel here. Where the hell's my hanger? That panel there is the same as that panel. It's a little bit bigger at the bottom because there's a bump out there, but from the wall in, and that's evened up.